It's a Friday afternoon in the basement studio of the barn at Roger Williams University. An intermediate modern dance class is taking place.
My name is Mike DeQuattro. You can call me Michael, Mike, it's up to you. I have been working here since 2000 in the dance department. My official title is Accompanist composer.
Michael plays live percussion for all of the dance classes in the department, including several modern contemporary classes as well as being a pianist for ballet. Being a part of the dance program myself, I wanted to know more about him.
I'm generally self-taught in piano.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, as an undergraduate in education, you do have to learn all of the instrument families, and piano was one of them. I came to the classical world kind of late in my 20s. I was pretty resolved to the idea that I wouldn't be in a world-class orchestra.
Michael's love for music started with drum lessons.
I started lessons when I was 8. I didn't even touch a drum set until after my first year.
What?
Yeah, you sit there and you play a drum pad. He taught me how to read, and then eventually we went over to the drum set. And then I spent most of my teenage years just playing along to records and with my friends.
Growing up in North Providence, Michael attended a vocational high school and studied culinary arts.
I knew that I was interested in cooking, and for whatever reason, my parents thought I would be good in kind of a blue-collar working environment. I can understand why they would think that. I was more of a creative thinker. I was never really comfortable in the school environment.
Well, Michael continued down the culinary path and even had the opportunity to meet famous chef Emeril Lagasse.
There was an expo that was happening in Providence, and they asked me to commandeer a percussion ensemble. While he was coming on stage, I had the percussion ensemble play this Latin beat, and he and I played on pots and pans together.
After deciding to pursue a career in music, Michael went to Rhode Island College, followed by receiving his master's degree at the Boston Conservatory. There, he met drummer Richard Malcolm.
I just happened to be talking to him one day, and he said, I got to get myself together. I got to go over to the dance department. I said, oh, what are you doing there? And he said, oh, I'm going to have to accompany class. I said, really? Oh, I'm kind of curious about that. Do you mind if I come with you one day and kind of watch?
From there, he began accompanying classes with Malcolm, and soon enough on his own, which brought on some challenges.
Once I graduated, I still stuck around to accompany classes. This is a little nuts because I wasn't living in Boston. I moved back home.
Okay. So you were commuting?
Yeah, I was during that time.
Oh, wow. It's like over an hour.
It was, yeah, and that isn't even the crazy part. The crazy part is they paid me $28 per class, and they gave me 3 classes on 3 separate days. So I would drive to Boston on 3 separate occasions to make $28 so I could accompany class, because I didn't want to lose my connection to the conservatory. I really enjoyed accompanying for dance.
When you first are starting in the music world, it can be tough, but Michael's drive and passion got him to where he is today. Soon enough, he was accompanying dance at Rhode Island College and eventually Roger Williams. I see him play almost daily in class, so I asked him what it's like playing for a dance professor and their students.
That kind of connection happens pretty quickly. It's having enough confidence to be able to play for them, but not so overconfident that you overplay for them. I don't need to impress anybody. What it's about for me is making sure that that person has what they need in the moment and that the students can connect with that person. I was in class with people from all over the world who were remarkable. So I learned from them. I took something away from my experience. It forced me to figure out my own voice and how that would test itself essentially through improvisation and electronics and hand drums and drum set. Those are the things that I understand in a very unconscious, natural way. Over time, I started to become a little itchy in terms of reaching the end of my creativity with just drums. I started reaching into electronics to do that. It started to take on a life of its own. Then all of a sudden, a whole new realm opened up for me. So now I can start creating all kinds of stuff and still trying to figure out how I can do more.